Now let's see who's around today. It's Sunday. Wait a second. Wendy. 70 on that one. Aha. Okay. One thing I want to make sure everybody knows, and let me put this in the chat and let's go help. This is a tiny URL, tinyurl.com. So put in tinyurl.com, and this is a free download you can get, and it's top income grants. tinyurl.com, and then top income grants. Make sure that works for you. For those on TikTok watching me, so tiny, tinyurl.com, and then slash top income grants. Okay. Okay, that's a report I just put together, and actually I had AI do it for me. AI is wonderful and stuff like that. I get it to do all my all my charts and graphs and everything. It's just wonderful. But what I did is put a listing of, had them get a listing of 250 government programs where you can make $100,000 or more, okay? Now, everybody thinks that government programs are just for poor people, and that is far from the truth. People complain about them being for poor people when they want to cut the budget. But most of this money goes to rich people, not to poor people. And so here's 250 programs. Some of them, I know most of these programs, and I didn't know you could get up to incomes up to $100,000 or more for this kind of stuff. But they are. And this is what's happening, because more and more government programs are being given to rich people. I mean, this, like all the programs, there's a new program now for, I showed you this graph earlier. This is for cutting your utility bills. Okay, well, 65% of this money, of the $8 billion given out last year, and it's going to be given out every year for the next 10 years, 65% goes to people making over $100,000 a year, okay? Over $100,000 a year. See, all the money that the government gives out, really, it's going to rich people, not poor people. And this is why it seems like this administration now, the billionaires out in Silicon Valley all became interested in Washington. That they're all now down in Mar-a-Lago, kissing the ass of the next president, because they know where the money is, and they're billionaires, and they're still now. Why? These people in Silicon Valley are usually, just do it yourself, and the power of the American individual and all that stuff. We don't need any help. Bullshit. They're getting help. Look at Elon Musk. He's a big advocate of. Middle of the road and self-made man and all that kind of stuff. He's getting billions and billions of dollars a year from the government, and he can't wait to get more. That's why he's going to be in charge of the, that agency. It's not even an agency. It's an advisory commission to cut back on waste. Now, there's a lot of waste in the government, and it needs to be done. But my bet is what these people from Silicon Valley are doing are going to cut out not the waste, it's the bureaucracy. You have to get free money. So what they want to do, I don't know for sure, but this is my guess, they want to make it easier to get billions of dollars from the government. So if they cut out waste and the people that make sure they don't give up fraudulent money to people, or to people scamming the American taxpayer. They want to make it easy. So the easier they make it to get the money, the more graft there's going to be. America's full of smart people, and the crooks are the smartest. So they'll figure out how to bend the rules and scam money out of the government. I mean, that's what happened in COVID. I mean, the hundreds of billions of dollars that people said they were businesses and they weren't. And they got all this instant money, $20,000, $40,000, whatever, for fake businesses. And it was billions. I mean, SBA just did an analysis of that. So if you want the real data on that, it's available. So it's just, see, that's why we have bureaucracy, so people don't scam you or scam us. This is government money. And that's why I think Trump's tax bill he wants to do, I mean, the last tax bill he had is, most of the money is going to rich people. So they're getting most of the money, and they're still getting it from the last tax bill. They get it forever because he cut taxes on the rich people. Yeah, they got a little tinkling for the other people, but that's taking money away from government expenditures. So things that, money that has to go to schools or has to go to people who can't pay the rent, and they don't go throw out in the streets. So there's other ways to spend that money. And even though it's a tax, they're taking it away from the Treasury. They're getting money out of the Treasury that was already passed, that we should be there to use for whatever we decide to use it for. So that's how the rich get their grants. A lot of it is through the tax system, and so they're getting, if it's 65% of all this money that's 65% of that program, 65 of $8.4 billion is going to people making $100,000 to $100 million. And only 1% is going to people making $30,000. So it's money out of the coffers in Washington, D.C. And that's what's going on, and that's why all the rich people want to be in Washington nowadays. Did you post that tiny link, or is that a fraudster? No, that's me, the tiny link. Tiny URL. Okay. I think, yeah, I just put it up there. Do you see it up there, Miss Knox? Okay, yeah, and that's a report. That shows you, I mean, it's huge. And these are 250 programs that you could apply for. These are money programs the government has if you make over $100,000, okay? 250 programs, okay? If you make over $100,000. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I grew up, I thought only poor people got this stuff. And I was quickly, pleasantly surprised that that's not true. And I learned that when I was helping Fortune 500 companies get all this money. And that's when my first successful business was really helping rich people get all this money. and I got tired of helping rich people. I said, God, where I grew up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, I didn't know anything about this stuff. And I know people in Wilkes-Barre didn't know anything about this stuff. So after I was successful, that first business, I didn't want to work for rich people anymore to get government money because they don't need it. If we're going to pay for something and help society, I think we give it to the money people who need it. You're going to, give money to a rich uncle? No. You give money to people who are struggling, to take advantage of what America has to offer, and that's what we have to do. But we're not doing that anymore. Seems America is just for the rich people, and that's too bad, because my grandparents, everybody came to America because it was a place that the average person, can improve their life, and that's not true anymore. Oh, it's getting less and less true. Now it's the rich people that get more money, and the people that are struggling, we have to do something there. And that's important. That's why, because wages are going down. 90% of our workforce, I go show you this chart a lot, but this shows you back in 1980 how 90%, the bottom 90% of our workforce got 70% of the money. Now they only get about 50% of the money, but the top 10% used to get 30% of the money. Now they get like 45% of the money. So they're getting a bigger share of the pie, and the bottom 90% are getting a smaller share of the pie. And to me, what is more disastrous is that we have more people in poverty than any other developed country. So if you take all the developed countries in this country, in the world, and there's only about 30 or 40 of them, we're number one in the percentage of people in poverty. It's just over 17%. And people like Italy has only about 13%. Germany has only about 10%. You know, so we're 17.2%. So we're making more poor people, but we're number one in making poor people, aren't we? That's something we want. How are you, Charity? This thing catch up to you yet? Tammy, how did the thing go last night? The link does not work. Oh, well, let me get that link to go and work for you. Okay, I'll copy it from here. Not yet, okay. Okay, try that link there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the other one didn't show up like this, so I screwed up somewhere. But if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, I'll put the link in YouTube, but I have to wait till the end, I think, to put it in the description. Maybe not. Let me see if I could do that. Oh, I think I may be able to do it in YouTube. Let me see, okay. Yeah. Another thing that is I'm getting more into is that the source of all this stuff, or why, or what it means in the big picture. All these programs that the government gives out that people don't know about. And 40% of everything in our country gives out free money and free services. 40%. 60% of everything in our country charges you money. That's Google. So Google charges you money to get money or to get help to do what you want to do in life. Google will charge you. But 40% of our country will not charge you. 40% of our country is set up to give you money, okay? So 40% of our country is set up to give you money. And that's why all the fat cats from Silicon Valley are swarming into town. They're finally realizing this, you know, and that's where the money is. See, they don't have to develop something, a product or service that the market will provide for, but they get money from it. It's easier to get money from the government than it is to build a new system that they could get lots of money for. So it's the hypocrisy of people is just too much. But that's what we live in. We got to live with it. But you got to take care of you first. Okay, this is that chart I keep showing. It shows how 60% is capitalism, and that's where Google is. But 40% is government and nonprofit. That's where all the programs are. That's where they give out an average of $18,000 to every adult in America. And that's just grant money. You know, And that's available every year, year in and year out, but it's not Google. You cannot go to Google and find this, okay? And that's what you have to realize. Do not go to Google. You have to take, if you're a member, then we give you the sources to call. You have to call people where you live and ask them about getting help for the problem that you have. If it's trying to start a business, or you got to get out of debt, or whatever that problem is, there are people where you live that help you do that. You have to learn how to use them. You have to learn how to talk to them. And it's no magic. You just call up and say you need help. The magic is you have to stop using Google. You have to get on the phone and start calling people who get paid to help you. Okay, that's what they already got paid. They don't have to get money from you. They're just there to help you and help you improve your life. You want to have a better 2025? To me, that's easy. You just have to start learning how to use, the giving society. I mean, the free money society we have, the community that gives out free money. This is a community that we've all decided to do. And you have to know it's there. The community doesn't have, the free money community does not have advertising money to find you. You have to find them. And it's not hard. I mean, you go to those websites, even if you're not a member. See, that's what membership is all about, is showing you where to get the money and help you need to do anything, to solve any problem, and never have to pay it back, okay? And that's important, and to get help. And the help is there. You have to learn how to get it. And that's why what we do, I mean, Let's Go Help, it's only $20 a month for everything we have. 24 hours, 27 hours a day. Now actually we have I'd say about 3, 4, 5 hours every day of people to answer your questions. And they're members. We have almost 15,000 members now that help each other get the help they need. And that's what's important. Is this legit? Of course. If you don't have to believe it, that's okay. I remember seeing your first book about 30 years ago. It's actually longer than that. Yeah. What the fuck is that tip? How do you get books? No more books. Matthew, grants in Mass for new businesses. Yes. I open an outpatient rehab. Yes, you have to. Here's what you do. I mean, if you have a business, you want to start a business, you talk to people, the mentors. There's free mentors in Massachusetts and every city in this country. They're sitting there getting paid by the government and nonprofit organizations to help you find money, help you find legal help you find anything you need with that. But problem is you're going to Google and looking for help. And that's the kiss of death. If you don't have money, you have to stay out of Google. Can I get the link, please? Which link? To find the people to help you for free, you don't want to talk to the SBA, but you want to use their database. They have a database of those free services where you live to help you start any business. And you call them up, and you call more than one. You call 2, 3, 4, 5 of these organizations to make sure you know everything, because you can't. Everybody knows something different, so you want to talk to more than one person. And you make an appointment. You want to talk to them live. I had gotten your book in the 80s. Do you still have? Not that book, but same information. Yes, this is what, the more free money that is out there, the less earned money is worth. Well, I don't know. I saw the suit and knew who you were. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Best thing I've ever, I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. And I thought, I'm 81 years old, and I think to myself, God, if I knew 81 years old was going to be this much fun, I would have got here a lot earlier. Why did I wait so long to become 81? And that was, okay, let's get help to start a business, okay? For businesses, you go to sba.gov, G-O-V. The only places you want to go to are those websites that end in G-O-V or end in ORG. That's for organization, meaning a nonprofit organization. So you want to go to just GOV or ORG. So you go to sba.gov, then you put a slash after GOV, and you put local, L-O-C-A-L, then a dash, then assistance. And all that is small letters. Local dash assistance. Then you'll get to a place where they ask you to put in your zip code. And you put in your zip code. And then what you do after that is you'll see there's maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 organizations in your zip code that give you free help to help you start a business, okay? That's what they're going to do. Free help to help you start a business, okay? So make sure you call them. Make sure you make an appointment with them, okay? That's the way you do it. That's the only way you do it. 10920, let me see if I can find it. No, 10920. Okay, so SBA.gov. SBA.gov, local assistance. Okay, I got that. And the zip code is 10920. Okay, here we go. Oh, we got 16 organizations that provide free help to start a business. Nobody will charge you for any money on here. That's the important thing. Okay, here's the link for free help to start a business outside New York somewhere, it looks like. Okay, so make sure you have to call. You have to make appointments. You have to talk to people. Stop Googling. Stop searching the internet and getting nothing. You can't do that. You have to call people. Also, yeah, oh, that, Crystal, thank you for putting that. And the other way to solve other problems, a good place to start. And remember, all the stuff I'm giving you, they're just to start. You have to go from that. And if that doesn't help you, you have to keep going. Okay, you ask those people who you thought could help you, and when they don't help you, you ask them for suggestions of other people that can help you. That's what you want to do. Now, the other good place to start is findhelp.org. Okay, go to findhelp.org. Put in your zip code. A lot of scammers use your name to try and stop them. We try. It's a Sisyphus battle. They are smartest every day. That's why the main thing, other people pretending they're me, if they're charging more than $20, they're not me. Anybody that says they're me and they charge you $20, that's the key. That you know it's a scam. Yeah, I mean, they pretend they're me on Facebook and all over the place. Because when you need money and you're desperate, you'll try anything. And then you go even further in debt to solve your problem of being in debt. And that is the most silliest thing in the world. If you're going into more debt because you're in debt, I mean, boy, that's like, your boat's sinking and you go and get a fire hose to fill up the water faster. Why the hell would you do that? If you had debt, the first thing, if you're worried about any debt and bills, the first thing you want to do is go to HUD.gov/counseling. So HUD.gov/counseling. You go to that website, and again, you put in your zip code, and you talk to a free financial counselor. Okay? That's all you have to do to get that monkey off your back. Okay, and get the strategies, get rid of some of that or whatever, and get that managed, because that will keep you up at night, that will make you sick, and you're not going to live a good life with that around you if you don't solve it. And you could solve the problem. I mean, you won't get somebody just write you a check for all the money you owe, no, but there's ways to do it. Other ways that will relieve it, and you won't have to worry about it. You got to get rid of that monkey, that stress that hurts your insides and will make you die earlier. I mean, that's yeah, I'm not a doctor. I don't study this stuff or whatever, but I know it happens to me. It happens to all of us. The worry is what it is. Actually, my son who does a lot of data, I was talking to him today, and he sees data coming out now that where they had more restrictions on people during the COVID, more people overall were dying, not dying from COVID, but they were dying overall, because particularly like seniors, that nobody could come and see them, and so they don't want to have a reason to live anymore or whatever, and so the death rates went up, even though the maybe the death by COVID wasn't going up, and that's the anxiety, other stuff that makes us die, not only a disease or something, but it's that internal problems that we wrestle with every day that are so important to our livelihood. So get out there and get help. Also, if you go to findhelp.org, make an appointment there, put in your zip code and put in financial counseling. Let's put in mine and we'll see what they get. Okay, findhelp.org. Put in my zip code, 20009. Okay. Now, up in the left-hand corner, financial. Financial counseling. Wow. 815 organizations that give free financial counseling. You're going to go turn on, on your feed, on your computer, and you're going to see advertisement for all these banks and everything. They're going to show you financial counseling. Man, they're going to get money for you. They want to sell you money. No, you go to the free financial, 815. God. So there's help out there. None of them, see, the websites we give you, none of them will ever charge you money. And that is the most important thing. To know that we'll never charge you money. That's what Let's Go Help is about. It's about other people, like right now, the people that are online with me, members that are helping members, charity is right here. Julio, Tammy, these are all members that are there now waiting to help you. Because this old man isn't there as much. And then they have their own videos, Zoom calls that you could talk to them personally and find out from other people. How you believe in extraterrestrial? I don't know. I don't disbelieve in anything. Is this guy Jewish? Jewish what? You still alive? Yes, I am. Are you? What are you wearing, Grandpa? A suit. What are you wearing? All right, bet you don't have clothes on. Thanks for at least caring. Yeah, always fun to see enthusiasm. Thanks, John. Elizabeth Gooseman, why don't you ask Biden for more PPP fund? No, you'll never see more PPP funds. That's right, but it comes now from your local county, your local city, your local state governments, nonprofit organizations. There's so much money there now. That's right, you call and make appointments to talk to these counselors. 60% of emotion, 40% yes. I really need money saved. My retirement is trash. I'm underpaid. Travis, what you do right now then, you can get out of that cycle. You have a job that doesn't pay well, get free training to get a good job. Okay, if you go to Career One Stop, go to careeronestop.org. Oh, Michelle here is there now too. Careeronestop.org. Call them up and make an appointment with a counselor about you getting free training. And even there's programs that will, they give you money while you're training. It could be like $40,000, $50,000 a year without a college degree to learn a skill that will get you $100,000 a year. But you have to do the work. You have to call up the people. And it's not going to happen right away. You may have to take a dozen phone calls. I don't know. Nobody knows. But the help is there, and that's what's important. that you know that you live in a country that has all these programs that are there, but people don't know. But the rich people do. This is why these billionaires now are down in Mar-a-Lago to get more grants for a billionaire. I mean, after a billionaire, what the fuck else are you doing? I guess they're going to the moon or something like that. And we have people here who can't pay rent, but we're giving them grants to go to the moon, right? Invite Viking girl to join you live. Follow the live creator, just follow. I'm going to be homeless in a month. What can I do? If you're going to be homeless, go to findhelp.org, okay? Findhelp.org right now. Okay, you can do that right now. Put in your zip code and then just put homeless. And you'll see there's dozens of organizations that just get paid to help you not be homeless, whether it's giving you money or finding you other options in life. They're there to help you, and that's all. They get paid already to do it. You don't have to give them a nickel. You know, they'll get you a better job. You know, get you out of debt. All this kind of stuff. But you have to ask for it. You have to search for where it is because it's different in every city, state, and whatever. So I can't give you just one number, you know, that will get everything for you. No, you have to look locally. You have to talk to people, and that's important. You talk to people. Keep talking to people. And if one person doesn't help you, you find other people and ask them the same thing. Hey, can you help me? And you keep doing that. I mean, here is, this country creates more millionaires than anybody else, and it's creating more poor people than any other developed country in the world. So not the rich countries, the rich countries, not the poor countries. You know, there's about 30 or 40 of them. So we are number one in creating poor people. In all the rich countries, we're number one, okay? We're also number one in creating millionaires. And we're number one in income inequality, where rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And that's been happening for the last 50 years. And that's why people are pissed, particularly older people, because they grew up in a society that was a lot more forgiving and a lot more equal, and now it's not. You know, so that's why people get pissed. I want to be rich. Well, you want to take care of yourself first. It's nice to be rich, but it's nice, first of all, get comfortable. I need a wheelchair accessible vehicle. Okay, well, you need that. Again, there's a lot of programs for that. You have to start digging into those programs. You can't dig into Google. You dig into the programs that do that. And they can be found at findhelp.org. And you look under disabilities, under your zip code, and you'll see, let me show you what is in my zip code. Okay. Okay, people help disabilities. I've got my zip code 20. Okay, then disability. $460 programs that help people with disabilities in my zip code. 460. See, that's why I'm feeling that you're going to see that. You're going to go to findhelp.org, and you'll be paralyzed and not know what to do. But if you just get the balls to click on any one of them and just call and say, hey, I need help. Where do I need a vehicle? Because I have a disability. Well, and if they can't help you, you ask them, who else can help me? There's 460 people to do that. You have to do the numbers. It's like getting a job or anything. And that's why if you still need help, then if you want to give us $20, we help you around the clock. And there's help here. And that's what's important. God is not mocked. Ooh, a lot of chatter here. Look around you, food, housing, nothing is left out apart wages. People, that's why they did in the Soviet Union, and it was a disaster. I get money from you. Well, we'll give out grants, but no, we give out $50,000 to $75,000 every month in grants to our members. You apply for it, and all you have to do is write one sentence what you need the money for, and it's $50,000 to $75,000 every year, every month. You know, I mean, I can't believe I'm doing that. I thought you had to be one of these billionaires to do that, but no, somebody like me is able to do that. So that's cool. Food, housing, there's nothing left out. Right, exactly. You have to, that's right. You gotta get the skills. I mean, you have to learn how to create your own income, either starting income generated side hustle to make money. How do you do that? You don't go to Google. Don't go to Google. Don't go to Google. You go to one of these, I told you about, well, like America's, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. America's, SBDC.org. And you make an appointment with a counselor there about starting a business at home, okay? And they're not gonna charge you any money. They're never gonna ask you for money, and they're just there for your benefit. Everybody in Google is there for their benefit. They wanna get money from you. That's right. You have to realize almost half of the country, 40%, gives you money. 60% of the country takes your money. So you want to, which side of the equation do you want to be on if you don't have money? Get out of here. You can't go there. That's Google. They're just going to get money from you, and they're so good at it. They'll make you feel terrible unless you give them money. And then it just gets you worse off. Please don't do that. Please learn how to use the system that the rich people do, because they're all following about how to get more government money. God, it's terrible. And we have more people in poverty in this country than any other developed country. And we're worried about, I don't know what the hell they're worried about, but they're worried about some new gadget and going to the moon, you know, when we have poverty in this country that is the largest in any developed country. Now that should be motivation enough to do something about it, but it isn't, because the rich people, you know, are doing very well, thank you. So they don't need to change. Oh gosh. But it's a system, at least me, maybe you guys will, but I'm too old to get it changed. So let us try to help you, please. It's out there. It's something you're not used to, so you have to learn that system and how to do it, because it's not going to change for you. You have to learn what the system is and how to use it the way it is now, okay? And you can. You have to put your mind to it, and you have to get out of Google, because Google is just there to sell you stuff. And you don't have money, so don't go to Google unless you have money. And you don't, so nothing. In the candy cane Willy Wonka. Hell, I know. Love the alphabet. Thanks, man. Oh, UK doesn't have grants. Oh, they have services though. What is the SBDC? SBDC, America's with the S in it, SBDC.org, is a place where you could get free consulting to start any business or freelances, anything you want to make money at home. Even a nonprofit, or if you have an invention you want to work on, do not go to an invention company. Where do I send $20 to become a member? It's lesgohelp.com. That's membership. Lesko, LESKOHELP.com. Okay, so, and then, you know, just a few minutes after you sign in, you'll have access to everything. And today we have, let's see, what do we have going on today? Let's see. We must have. Let's go. Okay. We have a 5 p.m. meeting. You could, and then we have a 7 p.m. and a 9 p.m. The 9 p.m. is really good because that's about free help with your credit card. And 7 p.m. is about grant searching, and Michelle is on at 5 o'clock. So these are members that help you. They show you how they got the money. So you have them to ask questions live. So these are Zoom calls. So when you get the link to sign up, and after you pay, we send an email that you could just go right in and sign up for these. And tomorrow we have a 3 o'clock, a 7 o'clock, and 11 p.m. Okay, so like 3 hours today, 3 hours tomorrow, and they usually run more than an hour. So you can get 4 or 5 hours out of that and hanging around and get your answers. Personally answer. Nobody else is going to do this for $20 for you. This us. And what shocks me even more is that, hello from the Netherlands. Wow, I'm a single mom, 2 children, and 11 years, super smart and good place to find first schooling. Wow, good for you. Now, I don't know anything about what's happened in the Netherlands, sorry, but I think they're a little more sensitive to the things that we're talking about than we are. No way this guy's still, yes, I'm 81. I figure I got another 10 years or so. I'll be here, and I'll be here to, the nicest thing in the world for me to do is to help somebody. And that's all I want to do for the rest of my life. And all the members that are helping other members, they feel the same way. And that's why I call it a loving community. We're here just to love everybody because that's what makes you feel good. It's very selfish. Loving, I think, is very selfish. It feels so good to do that. So that's what's your idea about life? What's my idea of my life? It sucks. It's brutal. Life is terrible. That's why you have to keep laughing, man. You're going to get beat up no matter who you are in this life. So start using it. That's the way to do it. Do something. Get the most out of this thing as you can. Because it's going to be over soon. So give it a try. Would you have any tips for a Navy service member struggling to save money? A Navy. I was Navy. Yeah, I mean, what do you have to do? You have to start creating your own money. And what you want to do, I think, is either start an income, but don't spend money to do any of these things. The other thing is get skills that are valuable in the workforce, and that's free too. So you can start both of those things for free, either income and starting an income with no overhead and no cost, or getting skill trained for free. And to do that, you go to careeronestop.org and find out about all the free training that's available where you live. And then also another source is findhelp.org, and then put in your zip code and put in job training. Then you'll find 200-300 more programs. That's right. The government and nonprofits are here to train you to make more money, okay? And it's free. This is government nonprofits, 40%. This is Google, that costs money. This 40% gives you money. This 60% takes your money. So if you don't have money, you got to stay away from Google. Please, please start learning that. And the way you learn it is you pick up that phone and call one of these places. They probably won't help you first. Then you ask them another place that may help you. And you keep calling till you get somebody. You go to your local library and ask them for sources. Who would help me with this XYZ? Then you call them. You have to call. Okay, if you don't call, you won't get anything at all. Okay, so letsgohelp.com. And don't forget the free download, 250 government grant programs for people making $100,000 or more. Okay, and that's tinyurl.com, and then top income grants, tinyurl.com, and then top income grants. I'm gonna maybe put that in here so you got it. Tiny Okay, and it's all small letters, so use all small letters, okay? tinyurl.com, And then top income grants, 250 programs for people with incomes $100,000 or more, okay? And us, if you want me, is okay, that's us here, letsgohelp.com, okay? So tinyurl.com, and then top income grants. And then if you're interested in us, it's letsgohelp.com. And we're not tiny, we're just old. At least I am. Okay, thanks for putting up with me, guys. I appreciate it so much. And thanks for all the members that were here helping each other. Oh my God. See you guys.